Hello everyone, my name is Allan Langdale and I work on Zagrum Expedition's circumnavigation of the Black Sea trip. It's one of the most fantastic trips you'd ever want to take. It's got so many highlights, and one of the ones I want to share with you today is a visit to a small town just a little bit inland from the Black Sea, and it is called Safranbolu. And the saffron in Safranbolu stands for saffron. And one of the first things we often do when we go into Safranbolu is we try the saffron tea. And this is a picture of the beautiful yellow color of this tea. And we're kind of using the traditional Turkish teacup as a wide-angle lens on this particular picture. As I say, we start the day off right with some wonderful things to eat and drink at Safranbolu. And if you want a little bit of local honey, you can put that in your tea as well. They have a very lots of different crafts there and handiwork in Safranbolu, and that's when we go into the old part of the town. This is really one of the highlights. You can see that they do these wonderful. They do all kinds of things with gourds. They make little sculptures out of them, and they do these things where they put these beautiful inlay designs in them. So that's one of the handicrafts of Safranbolu. But just walking through the town, the old part of the town still maintains that country Turkish village appearance to it, and it's really quite a treat to see all the old guys in the cafe and hanging out there. A lot of the buildings have this old kind of half timber, traditional Ottoman 19th century, early 20th century Ottoman domestic architecture. They are often restoring these buildings, so it's kind of cool because you can see ones that have been restored, you can see ones that haven't yet been restored, you can see ones that are in the process of being restored. Really trying to, they have certain laws in the old town of Safranbolu that you can't demolish these old heritage buildings. You have to restore them, and you have to restore them in the traditional way. You can't use new building materials, things like that. Here's some beautiful little perfume bottles from some of the glass workers. Also in the town, there's not just handicrafts kind of more for the tourist trade, but there's also kind of traditional craftspeople who do things like, make the old wooden wheels for the donkey carts. Looks like you can even get if you bring your motorcycle along, looks like you might be able to get a rebuild here as well. Metal, the part that I like the best is the metal worker shop. I used to work in a metal fabrication shop actually years ago, and so I've used a Makita grinder many times myself. So this guy is nice. He lets us into his shop and he shows you what he's doing. And some of the shops make purely utilitarian things, but there's also these beautiful large metal platters that are made, and with these unbelievable punch designs. All of this is done by hand, and these are really quite wonderful. As all kinds of other things that are metalwork objects that you put on doors, like old doors, kind of traditional stuff. Of course, all the really old stuff is all rusted out, so you can replace them with these traditional and here's also a nice example of some of that punch work done in the metal plates. There's also a section where you can buy old or antique types of things. And if you like Turkish coffee, well, here's a little stovetop Turkish coffee Turkish coffee server. So I tell you, there's a real tempt. I'm not much for buying souvenirs, but I'm always tempted while I'm in Safranbolu. One of the things I like to do is drop in one of the local bakeries because this Turkish bread comes right out of the oven. It's so fresh you can't even actually hold it in your hands. It's so hot. So you have to kind of take some newspaper and hold it in your hands with the newspaper. But that's really nice to see all these traditional types of And of course, carpets. There's wonderful carpets there in the countryside in Turkey. I liked this. The fringe of this particular carpet was nice because it had little houses that kind of reminded me of Safranbolu itself. So there's always those opportunities if you want to get rid of some money. There's there's carpet sellers in the town who will assist you in that objective. Yeah, so there's a few of the carpets right there. And we look at these carpets in a caravanserai, an ancient kind of Ottoman caravanserai, which adds to the interest. I hope that you can enjoy in Safranbolu with me at the circumnavigation of the Black Sea. One of the other things that you can get in Safranbolu is lokum. We know lokum as Turkish delight, but if you have ever tasted Turkish delight before, it's probably been Turkish delight that you've got in Istanbul or something like that. Well, that's the tourist stuff. The stuff you get here in Safranbolu is it's just fantastic. So I hope you can taste it with me. So thanks everybody. I hope you will come on the Zagram Expedition's circumnavigation of the Black Sea.